Welcome to St. Augustine, Florida. St. Augustine is the oldest continuously occupied settlement of European origin in the United States. So before all the 17th century settlements, before the British and Jamestown, before Plymouth, before the Dutch and New Netherland, there were the Spanish, and it all started in Florida. We've been driving around for a half hour now, looking for parking. Parking garages are full, parking lots are full, street parking is full. There are so many people walking around, I'm like dreading getting out of the car. When I had thought of St. Augustine, in my head I imagined like a cute old historical town, but I guess I didn't research it very well because this is a bustling touristy place. There are tons of people, tons of cars. I'm here on a Saturday, so yeah, it's really crowded.
The first stop on our tour of St. Augustine is the Fountain of Youth Archaeological Park, which is thought to be the location of the first touchdown by Spanish explorers. In 1513, Juan Ponce de Leon arrived to Florida and claimed this land for Spain, thus marking the first Europeans to claim land in what today is the United States. You may be wondering what that has to do with the Fountain of Youth. Well, legend has it that Ponce de Leon was in search of mystical waters of eternal youth when he arrived to Florida. And here at the Fountain of Youth Archaeological Park, you can drink from the same spring that Ponce de Leon would have drunk from.
It's very minerally. I don't know, kind of tastes like lake water. Not my favorite.
At the Fountain of Youth, you can learn about the Timucua Indians, who inhabited this land for some 3,000 years before the arrival of Ponce de Leon. You can walk around a recreated Timucuan village and learn about their way of life.
I don't know if it's just in my head or if it's real, but like I feel kind of sick after drinking that water. Maybe because it tasted weird. I doubt I'm actually sick, but like,
Although Ponce de Leon claimed this land for Spain in 1513, he only stayed a short while. No colony existed here until 1565, when Spanish explorer Pedro Menendez de Aviles founded St. Augustine. Today, the only thing you'll find in St. Augustine from this time period is the street plan of the old town. Aviles Street dates back to the 16th century.
The 16th century in the US. That's crazy.
Despite St. Augustine's European history dating back so far, you won't find structures that old. The town was pillaged and burned and destroyed on different occasions throughout that time period. The oldest structure still in existence in St. Augustine is the Castillo de San Marcos.
This is Castillo San Marcos. This is the oldest structure remaining in St. Augustine. It was built between 1672 and 1695. The Spanish built this fort to protect against their enemies. The British had been establishing settlements and colonies farther and farther south in the Carolinas and then eventually in Georgia. So the Spanish built this fort and it has never fallen. This is the oldest masonry fort in the United States. It's a pretty popular tourist destination.
Back in the Old Town, you'll find buildings dating back as early as the 1700s. Today, 36 houses still stand in St. Augustine from the Spanish colonial period.
It's just so interesting because when you hear the colonies or the colonial period, you always think, or I always think, of the British colonies. But this is actual architecture from the Spanish colonial period. It's not really a time period or an area of history that I'm super familiar with, so it's like blowing my mind right now.
In 1763, at the end of the French and Indian War, Spain, France's ally, had to give up Florida to Great Britain. This began what is known as the British period. Britain divided Florida into two loyalist colonies, East and West Florida, which were never part of the iconic 13. During the war, however, Spain recaptured West Florida, and in 1783, at the end of the war, Great Britain gave the rest of Florida back to Spain, thus beginning the Second Spanish period. In 1821, Spain transferred the territory of Florida to the United States, and in 1845, Florida became a state. Today, Florida is one of the top destinations in the country, and St. Augustine, where present-day United States' ties with Europe began, is a great place to learn some history, enjoy some sunshine, and take in the sights. Please consider subscribing if you haven't already, give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time.